Hey, this is Paul Payton with Focal Splash, and we see here that Mama got a really good picture of her sweetie in the store with this big old bunny rabbit, and just asked to remove the background here, get rid of the extra stuff here that isn't part of the picture. So first thing I'm going to do is grab the Quick Select tool. It's probably my favorite tool, by the way. I'm getting crazy with the Quick Select tool, just using it all the time now. Deselect this. Holding the Alt key deselects that. I'm thinking we're going to keep this part here. So I'm going to deselect here. Let's select that. And we're going to keep all of this down here. Alright, so that'll work for now. Alright, so go to Selected Mask here, just checking on a black background. You can choose which background you want there. You know, T is for white, A is for black. Right here we have something going on. We want to still use the Quick Select tool within Select and Mask, holding the Alt key, just painting there, and we're going to use the Refine Edge tool right here. And there's not going to be much of a difference, but it could end up being a little different. And just right down here, and like that, and maybe like this. It's not going to really matter that much. So using the Quick Select tool, hitting Alt again, just getting rid of this extra stuff it added with the Refine Edge tool, and good to go. So we're going to hit OK on that, and you can see the whole background there has disappeared. I'm going to create a layer right under here, and I'm going to choose the Clone Stamp tool and unaligned, say not aligned, and all layers. So I should be able to select this layer, even though it's above the layer that I'm actually going to paint on, and just paint with that. That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Look at that. I don't think I've ever actually done this, where I'm painting on a layer that's below the layer. I've never used all layers. I usually use current and below, but in this case it has to be all layers. And so I'm just going to select here. I have more room now, and just paint away and keep painting. I'm picking up the brush and putting it down. If this was a line turned on, then as I pick the brush up and put it down, it would be aligned. In other words, I wouldn't be able to keep selecting from the same spot. But turn this off, and it allows you to continue to select from the same spot every time you pick the brush up. So right there. And I'm going to keep going. And just because I have him on a new layer up above, I can just go right to the edge. I don't have to worry about painting over him. It's not even possible. And I think that's good. See, there's a little extra edge right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new layer on top of everything. Select here, and now I can paint that away. I'm not really sure I like this white edge. See how we got black down here right up to this color? I'm thinking we could go here and with the black brush just paint away right here. You say, but the mask, you're ruining it. I was painting with a lower opacity. I just hit 0 to get to 100% opacity. And right here, you might wonder, but wait a minute. The mask, you did such a wonderful job getting with that Quick Select tool. I say yes, and I also say maybe it won't matter so much. So now that we have that selected, let's go here, and we can paint underneath that with this color by hitting the Clone Stamp tool and clicking here. Let's show you why you wouldn't want to use the healing brush with all layers selected, because the healing brush blends. And even though it'll blend the colors from the foot, you see it's kind of blending that? Well, we don't really want that. We would rather have the Clone Stamp tool, which doesn't blend. It just copies pixels. So we want to copy those pixels and just right up to it. And just like that. All right, and then we can come back with the paint black brush here. A black brush, make it a little smaller, and clean this up right here. Just clean that up so you can't tell. And with the white brush, paint this back in a little bit. Like that. Maybe this. There. Alright. Don't need to make the tutorial any longer than it is. I think that looks pretty good. So that's it. Just getting rid of a background. The easy way to do it is by selecting out what you want to keep and putting it on a new layer. And it would look like that without this new layer. So there you have it. And use a couple of different layers. Don't be afraid to use other layers to accomplish what you want to do. And I'll send this to Mama. We'll just export this, and away we go. If you have any questions about what I did, if you want to follow me or like this or anything like that, I'd appreciate anything you do. Subscribe to my channel. Find me on YouTube and or Facebook at Focal Splash. Thanks.